Hello, this is Ollie's Movie Madness, and I'm going to be doing a movie review of Hundreds of Beavers. Came out in 2024. This film is really interesting because there is no dialogue in this film, and that's what makes it really interesting because this film actually pays homage to 1930s silent movies, like the films in black and white that don't have any dialogue. And the storyline in this movie is really funny and really weird because we focus on this guy named Gene who lives in this town, but little does he know that the Beavers have taken over. They're making his life miserable. So he had to do whatever he can to get rid of them and get his town back. And that's basically what happens in this film. Very simple and very entertaining storyline. The humor in this movie is amazing. All the jokes in this film are really funny. The very beginning, like the first 10 minutes, Jen is like getting tortured by these beavers. Falls he falls in the snow. He falls into like a thorn plant with all these like spiky balls. And he's like climbing up this tree. He's like screaming a lot because he's in pain. And the beavers themselves are just really funny. They just cause a lot of trouble for this guy. They beat him up and they even try to kill one another. The beavers actually hurt each other as well, along with the rabbits. The rabbits are in this movie, and they just go crazy. You know, there's a scene where the guy, Gene, is put on trial for mistreating the beavers, and literally you see the beaver judge with a gavel telling him, you can't do that. You can't treat us like we're garbage. And what do they try to do to the guy? Well, they try to cut him up with a buzzsaw. They try to kill him, and it's very dark, but it's really funny. You know, most of the beavers, like, die in this movie. They fall off the edge, they get shot at, they get, like, mowed down, they fall into spike pits, they rip each other's heads off. It's really funny and really disturbing because, I mean, it's funny because it's just, like, beaver like costumes, but it's kind of disturbing because you have these animals killing each other, which is really disturbing, but it's kind of funny in a really dark way. The cinematography is amazing. It's really fun and very beautiful to look at because it's supposed to pay like homages to the 1930s days of like silent movies. That's what this film is based off of, and the cinematography is epic. The directed by Mike Chilsick. He does a glorious job directing this film. You know, he does a great job of like playing this in the time period of the 1930s, how movies back then didn't have much dialogue and they just relied on sign language or slapstick humor. And I think he does a glorious job of capturing that experience of filmmaking. And for this being his directorial debut, I'm really excited to see what he's going to direct next. You know, all the jokes are really funny, especially the scene where the guy gets hurt and the bunnies and the beavers like go to war with one another. That was really funny. And this movie is like so funny. It's probably up there with Lisa Frankenstein as one of the most over-the-top films of 2024. So, in conclusion, I still really enjoyed this film. It was really funny. The storyline is obscure, but it works to the film's benefit. The jokes are all funny, especially that whole scene of like one of the beavers like falling into a spike pit. That was like really dark, and it's kind of funny. This movie has really great dark humor, even though there's not much dialogue. And there's one bad word. The guy said shit, but they like beeped him out, which was really funny. I highly recommend you watch this film, especially if you enjoy like over the top movies like Lisa Frankenstein, Deadpool and Wolverine, Renfield with Nicolas Cage. Like, if you enjoyed those films, then you'll have a lot of fun with this film. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. So that is my review. That is my movie review of Hundreds of Beavers. Hope you guys enjoyed.